Hello Transformers fans and welcome. This is David Lees with the latest review of Transformers A Bold New Era, now renamed Transformers Rise of the Decepticons. I like it. This is issue 19 of the series, and you'll notice, especially if you're one of the more observant fans, this is actually on my tablet. Due to the COVID-19 coronavirus lockdown, I can't get to my local comic book store as I was hoping to, and they've been unable to continue with their mail order service, so I've actually found Comixology, which is a subsidiary of Amazon, and I'm getting my comic book fixes electronically. I would like to have the paper copies, I'm already missing them, but here we are with digital copies instead, and we'll say no more on that. It's different, it's just odd always having had comics on paper. But yeah, Rise of the Decepticons and Bumblebee as the target acquired Bumblebee. There we go. So I won't surprise you by telling you that Bumblebee survives. Bit of a shame. I've already made my feelings on Bumblebee quite clear. Can't stand him. But let's get started. So the recap from last time, briefly. The Energon harvesting moon was destroyed. The tethering cord that's connected it to Cybertron collapsed and left a great scar across the planet, and is continuing to leave a great scar across the planet. Starscream told Megatron that Bumblebee might not actually be a reliable member of the Ascenticon Guard, and Megatron seems to be a little bit surprised by that. Maybe he hasn't read Bumblebee's CV. But we'll get straight in and straight on. Key players this week, or this issue, let's find the zoom rather than focus. Bumblebee, Megatron, Sentinel Prime, Orion Pax, Elite of One, Soundwave, Windblade and Skytread. Always nice to see Skytread. I think he's got a great character, great face, and was a good toy back once upon a time many years ago. Okay, so Windblade is checking in on Ratchet, who is carrying out repairs on Javelin. In this case, this female Autobot here, who's been hit by the falling tether cord that was connecting the moon in its orbit. Ratchet's giving a situation report on all his casualties. Here we have the destruction that's been left from the tether that's fallen. Rise of the Decepticons all fall down. So we see the repercussions of this in various ways. Megatron is having to accelerate his timeline. And he says it in so many words. Where are we? Here we are. I should get used to let's try that. There we go. Technology. But here we are, standing deep. So deep amongst the dead that the only way out is onward. It's very Shakespearean. I think Macbeth once said something very similar in his play. That, you know, we're so far in this river of blood that the best way forward is now onwards rather than backwards. Megatron starts giving out orders to his fellow senators, and Jaxus, if that's how it's pronounced, says, Megatron, we are not your minions, we are your fellow senators. And Megatron's like, for goodness sake, you're not cutting on here, if we don't move soon it'll all fall apart. Get on with it. And so Jaxus does, transforms into his jet mode. Forwards is better than backwards. There we go. I'm going the wrong way. Still learning. Didn't have this problem with the comic books. Ratbat, nice to see Ratbat. Ratbat knows exactly what's going on here, and immediately gets started on his mission. Which the infiltration troopers will turn their endless complaining into action, bring them to me. So Megatron is escalating. Soundwave, meanwhile, has to stay at base because he was so heavily involved in the destruction of all the witnesses to all the previous crimes. So Soundwave, nice, woo dear, apologies team. Soundwave gets told to stay. Nice artwork on Soundwave here, looking a lot like his G1 version. He'd rather not, he'd rather go, but Megatron quite clearly understands the situation and tells him to stay. There we go. Let's take this out of full page mode. There. And Bumblebee. So Megatron realises that Bumblebee is actually a liability. Bit slow on the uptake there, Megatron, but hey, not to worry. lovely colourful artwork. As you can see here, this is the Rainmakers. So we have, sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but just briefly, we have Runabout, Runamuck and Crasher here in the centre. The Rainmakers, Acid Storm, and the rest of his team. And Skytread now leads the Ascenticon Guard. Nice to see Skytread. I mentioned previously I liked him. Do like him. Good character. So Skytread takes Bumblebee down in some deep abandoned wreck of a building. Lovely artwork on Skytread. His face just looks mean and sinister. It reminds me of a well-drawn Starscream. Down into this wreckage and rubble. Leaves him alone in a dark cave. Guess what happens next? Bumblebee finds this non-survivor trapped in the wreckage. Meanwhile, on the planet Cybertron's surface, a Voyan asserter, which is like a riot police basically for the Voyan, who are the organics that I just couldn't stand. They've arrived. Sentinel Prime talks to Orion. Nothing going on there. Orion says, we should do this, we should do that. Sentinel Prime says, look, I've got the matrix for leadership, I decide what happens. There we go, right on cue. It's just dithering, he's an idiot, if you ask me. They should get on with it. But Orion is very faithful and loyal and says he does bear the matrix, he leads the Autobots, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, Bumblebee gets kicked around several different ways by this Ravage clone. You remember from G1, Ravage versus Bumblebee was a classic combination, a classic conflict. And here the Ravage clone in this case is certainly winning. Transformation of the issue goes to Bumblebee, who tries to transform to escape, gets caught again by this other Decepticon, and I am flying ahead quite quickly. The Autobots start to marshal their troops. Nice feature on Smokescreen, who seems to be a self-assured, self-confident womanizer kind of character. Spring is talking to Windblade. The Autobots get themselves into some kind of shape. Windblade and Blades will be aerial recon, and Blades says, this will be good, singular versus plural to see who's best, right? Oh please, nice bit of comedy. There's Hound's team, not featured here, but Hound has his own separate team that will be also carrying out patrols and so on the planet. Meanwhile, back to Bumblebee getting thumped around by these two Decepticons, but actually managing to survive. I'm flying ahead here. It's quite nicely drawn. You could quite easily root for the Decepticons here, but Bumblebee does prevail with the assistance, as we'll see, of Chromia. And Chromia fills Bumblebee in on the situation. I think it's pretty much summed it up. Big Blaster seems to be the game everyone's playing now, so the previous ban on weapons is well and truly out. It's full-scale conflict slowly simmering. It's not simmering, it's boiling over. Bumblebee still acknowledges that Rubble is dead. He's done as much as he can. Yes, working with the Ascenticons is now a hostile work environment, but it's not changed anything. Rubble's still on the forefront of Bumblebee's mind, which seems a bit of a stretch to me, to be quite honest. I don't like Bumblebee anyway, so I am biased. But rapid conclusion. Finishing up. Let's just go in. Where is Vigilum? This is Shockwave we've not seen all issue. Where is Vigilum? I don't know. I told you what might happen if and this is him talking to Skystalker, who is the pilot. I can't find him, don't know where he's gone, can't speak to him. So, excuse me. Here we are. Shockwave, my ethics coming to aid all Cybertronians, not all agree, and my absence will be noticed. Please choose. Asking Shockwave to choose his hand. Shockwave's lost his hand here. This harks back to one of the previous comic series, I can't recall which one, where Shockwave selects his hand for combat. We don't understand, are we locked down in hiding or not? Well, that's a very apt question, since the whole planet is currently in lockdown, and I don't mean Cybertron. First you send dozens off to join Megatron down Mindwarp's commandeered Storecloud and Vista. I don't know what you're talking about. He's taken them into Iacon with him. Says you haven't allocated enough energy for some research of his. No! So Megatron is scaling up proceedings far faster than Shockwave would like. That's what we've seen before. Shockwave unhappy that Mindwipe and Stormcloud and Visper have now been reassigned also. So, things hotting up. Dissension within the Decepticon ranks. Organisation at last, finally, within the Autobot ranks. It's heading for conflict on 2, maybe 3 fronts. Really enjoyed this issue, even though it was electronic. Nice cover issue of Hound, although he does look a bit kind of out of character here with these random aliens. Yes, nice to see Bumblebee and the crosshairs, even if he didn't get taken down. Only to one, sorry, Chromia. Some random cover. And then Transformers Galaxies issue 6. This is a promo for 5, but I've received 6 today and we'll be reviewing that shortly. And then that's a preview. I won't go into that now. So there we go. Am I pleased with this issue? Yes, definitely. It's a shame Bumblebee didn't get killed, but that's just my own biased opinion. Nice to see the Autobots getting themselves organised. Nice to see some familiar G1 faces. Looking forward to the next one where it should be now full-scale conflict. There's far too many laser guns being handed out to Autobots and Decepticons alike. So really promising, really optimistic about the future of this series. Please do, as always, like, comment and subscribe, see if you enjoyed it. And we'll catch up shortly with Transformers Galaxy 6. Thanks very much, and bye for now.